as we wait for people to stream in, let me tell you a bit more about what we do here. So we have this daily webinar where Jin will be walking you through some of his thoughts and ideas for a specific currency for each day. So let me paste the days for you, what day he will be talking about which currency in the chat room. So Monday he'll be talking about the Aussie and New Zealand. Tuesday will be the Euro. Wednesday will be the Pound. Thursday will be Yen and Gold. And Friday will be CAD and WTI. So before we go on, just do me a favor, answer this poll so that we know, is this your first time attending the webinar? 1 minute. Okay, I just launched the poll. So if you guys can do me a favor to answer that, would be awesome, so that Jin knows how to approach today's session. Yeah, so today is Wednesday. Jin will be speaking about Pound. I believe we have some long-term investors and short-term traders here. So this webinar is going to be very beneficial to both long-term investors and short-term traders, because during this session, Jin will be going through things like what could move prices, like possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential target profits and risk. So just a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. So in case you're wondering why am I babbling on, so I'm Jin Wei. I've known Jin for about 3 years now, first as a student and now as a business partner. So Jin has helped me a lot in terms of trading, especially in things like trading psychology. So I believe he's coming out with a book. You guys can look forward to it about trading psychology. And Jin, as for Jin, he runs LCMS Traders and Forex Briefcase. I believe many of you already know him already. He's the founder and also the chief trader of LCMS Traders, chief trading coach in LCMS Traders, and founder and chief trader of Forex Briefcase, where he trades 6 million USD on a daily basis. So if you want to know more about Forex Briefcase, you can just type in this link in the chat on your browser or Google Forex Briefcase, and you can find out more. So with that, so Jin is also an international speaker where he speaks in countries like in Hong Kong, UK, US, Australia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, sharing his views about the FX market. And just do me another favor, before I get Jin in, I'm going to launch another poll to just find out where you guys know us from. Wow, so I see a lot of people are not the first time. Okay, so let me launch another poll. How did you get here? Yeah, so with that, I'll pass the time to Jin. Yeah, Jin, take over.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Everyone those with video on, looking very serious. Derek, first time seeing you in video. How are you? Right, Tommy's got his thumbs up. Robbie's in the shadows today. So you guys surprising me every day with different views. Great. So I'm quite happy to see that we have quite a regular base of you coming in every day. We've got 2 new people today. Most of you are Traders Club members, so that's fantastic. You know, you are really joining in from as a member to look through this video, to share. Hang on, actually, don't worry. So I normally would put this onto Facebook Live. I was just about to, and I just thought maybe I won't this time because it doesn't always work. So what we'll do today is Wednesday. So we'll talk about the pound US dollar specifically. If you have any questions, how you benefit most from this is if you have any questions, put it into the chat so that I will look at it. I will answer it as quickly as I can. Most of the time, it will be delayed a little bit. So put it in. Actually, just give me 1 second. I will do this quite quickly. All right. So if I'm not wrong, this should be going up on live right now. If you are on Facebook, please let me help me with clicking share, clicking a watch party. I don't know how this Facebook thing works. You know, put a watch party, join my, go to my profile and do a watch party on this so that we can share this call with everyone on Facebook. This is a free call. Do this every day. Today we'll talk about the pound. So market has been moving quite a lot yesterday. We expected it to start moving a little bit later into the week, but with how oil was going, everything was primed. It was moving quite quietly, horizontally throughout the markets. We saw the quick move into the prices, and I'll walk you through it right now. I think if we have time, I would like to go through a few other different currency pairs as a recap as well. So keep your questions coming if you have any. Let me just bring that up right now. So hi to everyone on Facebook Live. If you have any questions or if you're there, give me a big thumbs up as well. All right, so sharing my chart here. If you can see my chart, those of you on video, give me a big thumbs up. Awesome. All right, so again, as always, I will start looking at it on the daily time frame. So why I do this on the daily time frame is to help a lot of the investors that are watching this, business owners, investors, longer term traders. We look at it on the daily time frame to give the larger view of the market. A lot of times, I don't see it happen that much now for traders because we're all sitting there looking at the charts pretty much all day. Last time when you're working out in the office, you have less time to check on your charts. So you're looking at the longer time frame. Now, you're looking at the charts all the time. You might want to trade a bit more. But if you're a bit more hands-offish kind of a trader, you might look at it on a daily chart. So we look at it, and last week, I'll zoom it in a little bit. Last week, we were looking at it this point with a brown line saying that it might go up to the blue box before coming back down. It went up a little bit before sitting there and coming back down to almost where we expect it to be at this point in time. So I've been quite happy with what the pound has been doing. It is moving down lower as expected, although not within the time frame. At this level here, do I expect it to drop a lot further down or bounce back off? You don't expect support levels to break, right? What I mean by support level is 1.2128. Okay, that's my thereabout support level. You don't expect a support level to break. You always think that a support level is going to hold. It's going to hold until it breaks, then you start selling it again. So what I would be looking for right now is if it goes down another 150 pips, 100 plus pips, I wouldn't be looking at it. If I'm a long-term trader, if I'm a long-term investor, I wouldn't be so keen on the pound right now. I'll be looking at the pound more of a short to medium term kind of a trading idea, unless it breaks this level. So I was right. Unless it goes past this point, then I think that, let me just put an area there. So unless it goes past this blue box, then I think that, hey, I could be looking at a 200 pip stop loss with a good 500 pip take profit, right? So if I'm going to be risking 200 to take 500, would that be a good idea? Would I be quite happy to do that? That is one of the If it breaks lower, that'll be one of the trades I'll be looking for, right? Alternatively, if it doesn't break lower, if it hits that support level and bounces back up, because it could be trading in a range, it could be moving across right now, right? So if it just comes to this point and bounce back up, we could see again another 200 pip stop loss and another 500 pip take profit. So I've said this a couple of times previously. I want to reiterate that again, is while you are trading, especially in FX, you want to remain a level, you want to maintain a level of flexibility, right? I spoke about having a bias. At this point, my bias will be to let it go lower, to think that it could break, to go lower. So I'm watching for it to go lower. However, if it goes lower, great, I'll be selling it. If it doesn't go lower, and it bounces back off this support, I could be buying it up, right? So I'll maintain that, although I have the bias of it going lower, I'll still maintain that flexibility of if it breaks this support level, I'll sell. If it bounces off this support level, I will buy it up. Maintain that flexibility. The main thing now is to understand why, right? The triggers behind why it will break or why it could bounce off this support level. So I look at it on the daily time frame. I'll jump into the Ys, then I'll come back into the H4 and into the H1 to look at the trading ideas as well. Okay. So let me just bring up the Forex Factory. If you can see my Forex Factory, give me a big thumbs up again, please. Awesome. Okay, just let me move this to the side. Okay. So what we have today coming up, right? We have a bit of a pound news today. We have some pound. We have some pound news today at 2 o'clock. The CPI number, so that's an inflation number for the UK. This inflation number, hey, it's probably going to be quite similar. It was 1.7% previously. It's expected to be 1.5% released as this news. I do expect it to be around that level. The virus situation is probably a bit shorter term, has been a bit short term, and is unlikely to be impacting on this inflation number so directly right now, because it's a year-on-year number, so it's looking at the overall scheme of things. So we don't think that that's going to have that much of an impact right away. Okay, so at this point, we're looking at that going to be a bit of a trigger, but not entirely. What I want to bring your attention to is yesterday. All right. So yesterday we had at 2 o'clock as well, we had the pound claimant count change. Claimant count change is where people in the UK were claiming for unemployment benefits, right? So when they're claiming for unemployment benefits, the bigger number it is, the worse it is, because there's more people claiming for unemployment benefits. Okay. So just give me a moment here. I'll just check on the group chat. Okay, so what we saw here was that previously it was 6,000 people claiming for unemployment benefits. Analysts expected 170,000. Obviously, that didn't happen. It came to 12.1 thousand people claiming for unemployment benefits. What this actually meant, although we expected a very bad number, again, it's quite similar to what happened to the Aussie, right? So these claimant count numbers was for last month. It was for last month. So when last month we didn't see the impact, we haven't seen the impact, we haven't seen the people not working, staying at home, we haven't seen to make it sound quite bad, what the virus could have done, right? So that's why we have seen still a rather positive number in terms of the claiming for unemployment benefits. What we are likely to see next month is the true brunt, the true impact of what the COVID-19 would have on the economy in the UK, especially in terms of employment. We've already seen earnings dropping. We've already seen unemployment rates rising a little bit. I think next month we're going to see a bigger impact in terms of what the virus will have in terms of on the economy in the UK. All right, so that's why I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of that's why we saw a bit of a positive news. I'll put inverted commas in there for the claimant count numbers for the UK. Okay, so we have CPI numbers coming up today. We have a bit of other news which I'm not going to be too particular about. On Thursday, again, we have Euro news, that public sector borrowing I'm not so interested in. We have some US news coming up as well. US manufacturing PMI. Again, we might not see a terrible news. We're going to see a bit worse, but we're going to see, we might still wait for a little bit more to see the full brunt of the impact from the virus. So we're going to see bad news, but we're going to see a bit more of it later, I think. And on Friday, we have some retail sales number. That's probably going to be bad as well, because that's going to be last month, but we already see people we haven't seen people staying at home, but we're seeing people getting a bit more cautious in terms of their spending. So we're going to see a little bit of probably a bit of a more negative news from the UK in terms of retail sales number as well. So in general, I'm looking at, we have manufacturing PMIs here, so that's going to be a bit of a bad news there. So I see we have some news coming from the UK with potentially bad data. It's probably going to release either bad or terrible data, and that's probably going to push the pound lower. So at this point, I'll take a sip of coffee. Any questions? Daniel has been doing a great job in putting up the summaries. So if any questions, put it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask me a question. Nothing so far? Okay. So as we're looking at the charts again, we looked at it on the daily time frame. I'm going to look at it on H4 now. H4 is really coming back down towards this level. So this happened 1 week, 2 weeks ago, right? It came to this point. If I drew this blue box across, it came to this point before bouncing back up. At this level now, I think that it will come back to this level. We could see it come back to this level and sit there. And I don't think it'll move today so much because the CPI number is not going to be, I don't believe it's going to be terrible. It's probably going to be tomorrow when we see some manufacturing and services PMI from the UK and also from the US data. We could see it move lower. So to be a bit more specific, I anticipate that, let me just take these lines away. Let's be a bit more specific today. It's going to come down to this point. I anticipate that it's going to sit at this level in this area for a while before possibly breaking lower. All right. So that's my rather specific view of what could happen for the pound. However, remember that I did say that maintain that flexibility. If it doesn't break, if we come out and news is relatively not so bad, PMI numbers were not so bad, or the US print terrible numbers in terms of employment data, or print terrible numbers in terms of the goods sold, or even their PMI, if the US starts printing terrible numbers, we could see it move lower before a sharp upwards move again to this level as what it did previously, right? So I would love to see it break, but maintain that flexibility if it does bounce up. All right. Give me a quick nod of your head if everything's all good. All good. All right. So I'll look at the day one. I don't think there's much to look at the day one. You know, the H1's just been sitting there. It's probably going to do exactly what we said. You know, it's going to come back down a little bit before breaking. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to the H1. H4 is there. I want to look at some previous charts that we were talking about over the past couple of days. In particular, the Euro Pound. So yesterday, I was, I quite zoomed in on this, saying that Euro Pound has been sitting at that support level for an extended period of time already, almost a week and a bit, right? And then, I look at it even 2 weeks now, and we were looking at it to bounce up. The triggers for this to bounce up, if you watched yesterday's video, or if you were with us yesterday, was for pound to move lower. I didn't think that euro was going to do much for pound to move lower, and we did see pound moving lower yesterday, and possibly today, tomorrow, and the next couple of days as well. So we have seen some upward move in the euro pound. If you did jump onto that trade with an 80 pip, if you did break out this area with about 70, 80 pip stop loss, you would be about 70, 80 pips take profit in profit right now. So you would be almost risk-free. No trade's ever risk-free, but if you did move your stop loss up, you would be risk-free at this point. So that would have been a fantastic trade if you got into it, right? If you didn't get into it, it was still a fantastic trade idea. So that's where you would test your analysis. That's where we have that watch list to really guide you through why you would enter a trade or what trades to look out for. All right, quite quickly, I'm going to go back and look at the other charts. Euro, it has been doing exactly what we said. It might move a little bit lower, but most likely it's going to sit across before coming lower. That is still happening. New Zealand US dollar, I've been trying to say that it's going to come down. It's still been doing the same thing. It hasn't come down yet. I do believe that it's going to retest that resistance before coming back down, possibly. The Aussie on the H4 has been sitting in that range, hasn't really been doing anything right now. So if you're trying to be firing out trades for the Aussie, firing out trades for the Kiwi, you're probably doing something wrong, right? Very straightforward to tell you that if you've been trying to fire out trades in these two currency pairs, you're probably doing something wrong, because there's not much trading happening there, not much directions happening there. You could be trading a lot of other different currency pairs that would make you a lot more money than if you were trading the Aussie or the Kiwi at this point. Right, so the pound is still going to be very interesting. I'm so super tempted to jump into the US yen, the euro yen, and the pound yen right now, because they are extra exciting. Those of you on the Forex Briefcase mem, you have seen the results. You haven't seen the trades, you have seen the results. And those were mostly from the yen pairs. But I will hold back, and I will tell you about yen tomorrow. There's a lot of information about yen. It has been moving a lot. It has been a fantastic pair. So look at pound, look at the yen pairs, prepare. What you should be doing now is you should be looking at the yen to prepare your ideas, your trade comments, or any questions you have, and ask me that tomorrow. I look forward to guiding you through yen tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to do this bit quite quickly because a lot of you are from Traders Club already. So we have, okay, let me just look at the chat. Yep, so thanks for that, Daniel. Great summary. So yeah, come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Check. I've got so much to tell you about yen. It's ridiculous. All right. So what do I have here? Okay, so Traders Club, quite quickly, most of you are already on Traders Club. So we have a $2,000 cash prize on a monthly trading competition. Traders Club, LCMS Traders Club. You find us on Facebook. Go in there, search, join the private. It is a private club. We have a monthly $2,000 cash prize in the Traders Challenge. So this is open mostly to our students and our clients, where you can trade, make money, and the person who makes the most money for the month gets an additional $2,000. It is unfair, but if you make more money, you get more money, right? That's how things work. So you can join that challenge. My currency call is there. Roy, I don't know whether Roy is on this call today. I haven't seen his name pop up. So Roy yesterday was asking some questions about oil. I'll probably do a quick video. I wasn't too able to type it up there for him. So I'll do a quick video to answer him on that as well. Daniel has been finding out trade signals in the Traders Club and in the Telegram channel. So a couple of you are coming in from the Telegram. I've seen a couple of you coming from the Telegram channel. You would have received, you would have been receiving our free trade signals for a very long time right now. And a lot of them are making money, right? We're about a 70 to 80% accuracy on our trade signals. But what you would have received is sell or buy, stop loss level, take profit levels 1, 2, and 3. If you followed them blindly, great, you would be making money. If you wanted to learn how to trade, join the LCMS Traders Club, because that's where we put in not only the trade signals, we put in the analysis behind the trade signals, why you will get into a trade, the logic behind getting the trades. If it hits stop loss, we'll tell you that it hits stop loss and possibly show you why. If it goes to TP1 and it's time to hold on to that trade, or if it goes to TP2 and 3, whether to continue to hold for TP2 or whether to get to TP2 to secure your profits. If you didn't, hey, TP3 is definitely time to get out because it's outside Bollinger Band and all the different reasons, right? So, or if you want to re-enter the trade, whether it's a good idea or not. This is going to be a perfect place for you where if you're trading alone at home, if you want to get started trading, if you're even an experienced trader and you want to just have somebody to check back with. You know, a lot of times we sit at home and we enter a trade and we say, is this a good idea? Is this trade right or wrong? There's this place where you can post it up, ask a question. What do you guys think? Should I get into this trade or not, right? So search for LCMS Traders Club on Facebook. It is a paid club. You can join. Once you search and click join, Jinwei there will send you a link on more information. It is $199 for 1 year or $49 a month. To me, sign up for a year at $199, $49 a month. Great for a month, but then it's more worth it. It's a no-brainer for a year. Okay, so you can do all of that. What else do I have? I share news. So this is a fantastic place. Most of you are already there. I'm not going to spend too much time on Traders Club. I want to see. Okay, Robbie asked, can I share my insight on pound Aussie? Terrible. Let me just jump back to the charts then. Okay, Robbie, this is a special one for you. All right, let me just find that. Pound Aussie.
Thank you, Dean.
It's a special request. Robbie joins me every day on this call, so that's why I'm doing a special for you. Let's see. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so looking at it on a daily time frame, you know, pound Aussie has been climbing steadily. It's dropped recently. I want to put in some quick lines. I think that's going to be a point. That's going to be a point there. There's a lot of volatility there. I'm going to be a bit more careful. Right, so that's a point because of this levels. So I think I'll be quite happy with this couple of lines right now. Well, let's for completeness sake, let's put one more there. All right, so at this point, on the daily time frame, I do see, you see, I've just put up this chart. So this is not a chart that I trade. I will look at pound Aussie as a possible down, purely on a technical view, as a possible downward move. It would need to break below this 1.950 level. So you need to close strongly below before I would be looking for it to go towards the 1.8696 level. Is it going to go down based on what we've seen? Aussie is not going to move that much. Pound possibly could go lower. It could do that. If I look at it on H4 time frame, it's really trying. So to be a bit more specific, it really needs to go past beyond that point. All right. So the move upwards has been quite strong. So I would look for it to go past beyond this level. So about a 400 pip to a 400 pip. So 400 stop loss for 400 take profit to be ultra safe. If you really had to, that could also be about 250 to 500. So we're looking at about a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio or a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio on that trade. It could bounce back up, but if it does bounce back up, I'll be more likely to sit there and wait rather than to jump into a trade at that point in time. You happy with that, Robbie? Robbie's out firing trades already. He hasn't heard anything I say. He just started firing out trades.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So if there are no more questions from the participants, we will end off the webinar. So just do me another favor. I'm going to set up another poll just to find out how did we do. Meanwhile, if you guys have questions, just fire it out. But if not, we will just end it off. But do help me submit the review questions on the poll. So thank you, Jin, for sharing with us the pound. I think all of us learned a great deal today, especially when you start drawing the lines from scratch and the GBP Aussie. It's like you get to know, how you identify your lines and stuff. I think it's a great learning opportunity for all of us. So, and by the way, a recording of this video will be uploaded. Thank you for joining today's session. Tomorrow we will be talking about yen and gold. Yeah, so tomorrow will be very interesting. Do join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow.